The six-pointed star knot. Hello everybody, welcome back. And today, yes, I've done it before, but the last time I did it, when I did it with chunky rope, I only did a four-pointed star knot. But this time what I thought I'd do is I would do a six-pointed star knot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points on my star knot. And what I thought I'd do today is just show you how to tie it with a big cord, just to make it a little bit easier to see, because someone did actually suggest that when I did this four-pointed one, someone did suggest that I do a six-pointed one as well, just to see if there was any difference between them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and untie this, and then I'll see you on the other side and we'll do a six-pointed star knot. So anyway, see you in a second and let's get knotting. So for demonstration purposes today, what I've got is I've got 3 lengths of cordage that I've centered. I've then tied it at the bottom here with a constrictor knot, and so with the 3 pieces of cordage now, I've ended up with 6 in total strands. Now the first thing that we need to do is we need to sort it out so that all our strands are laying out nice and evenly separated, a bit like holding the end of an octopus, I suppose, except this has got 6 tentacles, whereas an octopus, as you know, has got 8. So right, now that we've spread them out all nice and evenly, the first thing that we do is we take hold of our first cord, and let's see, this one could be just down a little bit more in that section. So what I'm going to do is I'm not starting on any particular cord, other than the fact is that this one is easiest to get hold of for me at this point. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take hold of the cordage and just hold it up like that, and then put a twist in it like so. So what you can see is now I've put a twist in it, and so the cord itself, just let me hold my thumb underneath it just so that you can see it a bit better, it's going around and then going underneath itself and coming along underneath there like so. So now that I've put my first twist in, I put my second twist in on the next cord to it. So I'm working anti-clockwise, no I'm not, I'm working clockwise here, and so the next one I'm going to do is this one here and do exactly the same again. Form a loop underneath like so, and there you go, we now have 2 loops. But on this one, I'm just going to do one extra step, is where the cord is going underneath and coming out here, I'm now going to take the end of that cord and pass it through the previous loop like so. And that will, as we go round, lock it into place. So you can see now here, it's going around, underneath itself, and then coming up through the first loop that I created just there. And now I'm going to just move it around a little bit. You have to hold it fairly steady, just pull it so you get a nice tight loop in there, and then I do exactly the same with the next one to it. So I now put a twist, just twist the cord like so, and then once I've got that twist in there, just pull it up so that it sits nicely on the hand like so. And now that I've done that, I then take the end, it might come undone a bit, take the end, pass it through the one next to it, like so, and just do it so that it comes underneath. That's it, like so. And so we go, we now have our third one done. And all I'm going to do is just turn it round a little bit more and do exactly the same on this one here, form a loop, bring it round, and then take the end of this loop here that we've just created and pass it through the previous loop like so. That's all it is, all the way round, just keep doing that. And so go round to the next one, form a loop like so, bring it underneath itself like so, and then pass it up through the previous loop there. Okay, and then we should then come to the last one, and the last one is hidden away because I've been twisting round. And then the last one here, so you can see here now we've got like petals forming around here. There's my last loop. This is my last strand that I've got to actually put a loop into. So what I do is I form a loop like so, and then pass it up through the previous one. It's come undone slightly. There we go. And pass it up through the previous one. Now the thing you'll notice is once you've done all your loops, you'll notice here on this last one here, I have not got anything passing through. But I was holding that loop or that one previously. So here's the first one that we did. This is the lead from the first one. And as you can see, that one is just twisting round there and then coming out here. And all I've got to do now is just pass it through that last loop that we created like so. And there we have it. And then all I've got to do is just pull through the excess, get the twists out of it, pull through the excess, and just make those loops a little bit tighter. Just go round, pull them all up gently, and then as I pull them up, you can see here now we're getting quite a nice decorative pattern. And in fact, we're already starting to see the shape of the star knot appearing there like so. Okay, so that's the first bit all sorted. I've got nice, fairly even. It doesn't matter if they're not too even with each other, but you want to get a fair, even pattern around there. Now that I've done that, the next thing I want to do is just get that out of the way, like so. Right. The next thing I want to do is just grab any one of the leads, any one of these leads coming out here. I'm going to grab this one, and all we do now is we take hold of that lead, and that lead is going to pass over and drop down there. So it's going to drop down behind itself. So over and drop down behind itself, but keep that shape there. We then take the next lead. So the next lead is this one here, and it's going to go over and drop down between that petal there, like so. We then take this lead here, take it over and drop it down in between the petal behind it. And then this one here, take it over, drop it down in between that petal there, just grab hold of it like so. And then this lead here, same again, over, drop it down the petal behind it, and then that should be our final lead here. And now where this is our final lead here, that was the first one we did. So the final one, because you'll see as we go round, they're crossing over each other. And so as we go round, I want to drop this lead down that gap there. So what I'm going to do is just push it down through that gap there, and then that means that all of them are now locked together. And you can see now where I've brought them together, in a sense we've crowned it. We've gone round and crowned it like so. So there we have it. That is now the next stage of our star knot done. You can, if you want to, like me, stop and have a quick cuppa. And don't forget, when you're watching these videos, if there's a tricky piece and you need to pause, if you're watching on a PC, just press the space bar. If you're watching on a tablet or something like that, just poke the screens as many times as you need to get that thing to pause. I know it's difficult sometimes. Right, so here we have it. The next thing that I want to do is get all my leads, and I'm just going to get all my leads and just basically spread them out so that I can see them. And there's one missing there. I don't know where that one is. There it is. Okay, so once again, we've spread our little star knot out again, and the leads are all coming out in that direction. And it doesn't matter which one you choose now, but what we're looking for, I'm going to choose this lead here. And what's happening now is this lead is going to go and follow the one underneath. But you can see where it follows underneath, it then passes underneath itself just at that point there. Okay, so I'm going to first of all bring it round, so it goes round following the one that underneath, and then go underneath itself at that point there, and then just gently pull that through like so. Right, now that I've pulled that through, you can see it's running parallel to this one here, and this one here, where it runs parallel, dives down through that point there. So I'm going to follow that route. I'm just going to run parallel to it and dive down through that route, and then bring it down and just gently pull it through so that it runs parallel, get a nice twist in there, and there we go. That'll do for now. So now we've done that one, we take the second one and we do exactly the same again. So I'm going to follow the one that's underneath it round. So follow it round, take it underneath itself like so, underneath itself there like so, and just pull through the excess. So we still end up with a loop. And now that we've pulled through the excess, you can see it's going round, underneath itself. There's the one that it wants to follow again. So we're following that one and we're going to tuck it down through that hole at that point there, just like that, so that it follows that one through. So there we go. We now get on to our next one. I think it's the third one. And so the third one, once again, it follows the one underneath it. So follow the one underneath. So just lift it slightly so that it can go underneath. And then pull through the excess like so. Make sure it stays on top of the one underneath. And there you go. Where we've pulled it through, it's now running parallel to that one. So tuck that one down as well through there. And you can handle this quite a bit now because it is locked in place. So handling it is not a massive problem. It's not going to fall to bits on you. So we then come to the next one. And the next one is here. So we're going to follow it round, the one underneath like so, underneath, there we go, take the twists out of it, and we have another loop there, and now that one wants to run parallel to that one, so tuck it down through that hole there, and eventually you'll get to the point where you're tucking down through two, because it's doubled up that one, you're eventually going down and but no matter how many, if there's one or two here, always follow the lead next to it. So that's going past two, so we're going down past two now as well. So tuck that down, and there we go. There's the next one, and we're shortly coming to the end. Let's see, where are we? Oh, are we? No, we've got another one here. So this one here goes round, underneath, and pull through the excess, and then it's running parallel there, so we're going to tuck it down where it's running parallel to and pull it through. Make sure they don't cross over, and let's see, have we done it? No, we've still got one more to do. Now on the final one here, looks like it's the final one here, we're going to follow the one underneath round like so, but you can see now it's got to pass underneath two. So take it round, pass it underneath both of those, and you'll see if it goes wrong because the pattern changes, and if the pattern changes to something you don't like the look of, you know you've gone wrong. So there we go, pull through the excess, and then once again where it comes out here now, it wants to follow that one, so we follow that one round and take it down through both of those parts there. And you can see here now that we have, in a sense, we've got a very, very loose star knot, and what I've got to do now is just make sure, and oh, you can see here, here's a mistake, it goes through one here, but it's missed one. So you can see here, just look at it as you go round and make sure it's passing underneath both. So I'm going to pass it underneath both, like so, and there we go. There we go, and then we've done it. And now, what we want to do now is just basically go round and pull out a fair bit of the slack. So start at one end and pull out the slack, and gradually as you tighten up on it, you will see that you get a fairly nice shaped star knot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go round and tighten this up a little bit, like so. Just keep pulling it round. Just go round, tighten it up, pull out all the slack, and you can see as I'm doing it, and don't forget, shape it up because you want to give it a nice shape, and you just keep doing that. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone round and I've tightened up a bit more. It's not really tight, look, it's still slack in places. But what I've done now is that I have started to shape it up a bit so that it looks more and more like a nice star knot. So that's starting to appear there now. We don't want to over tighten to start with because we've still got a bit more work to do. Right, so now we come to the point where all our leads, our leads are coming out of the bottom here. And the next thing we want to do is just basically turn it over like so. And the next thing we're going to do is, you will see here that you've got your lead coming out at this point here. So let me move that out of the way so that you can see. So this lead is coming out here, but next to it is another lead which runs off in that direction. And all we're going to do now is follow that, but not follow it all the way, follow it until we can dive down into the knot there like so. Dive down into the knot and then get your little fingers in and pull it through. And you can see now it's gonna follow that pattern underneath there, so we end up doubling it there, and then it's coming up here through the middle. So let me show you that one more time. So here's the next one. Here's the next one, and what we're going to do is we're going to follow that lead there, but we're then going to dive down at that point there and bring it up through the middle. So take it, and this is why we still need a bit of slack in our star knot, because gradually as you do this it does get a little bit tighter and tighter. And there we go, there's another one pulled through, and you can see here now on the back side it's starting to look nice and neat patterns there as well. So we go around to the next one, and here we go, just follow that one round but dive down at that point there and bring it up through the middle. There we go, and I'm going to carry on and just go around and do that all the way round. Right, so there we have it. The star knot is in a sense complete. What we've done is we've gone underneath, just tidy it up underneath, and you can see on the underside now, you can see it looks like a star knot when I take these horrible squiggly strands out of the way, and then when we turn it over we've got the star knot shape has appeared there now. So in a sense what we've done now is we have completed our star knot. And if, say for example, this was a piece of work where we had something decorative on this side and then we want to carry on along here and do something decorative, like this star knot could be part of a lanyard, part of a ditty bag, or cat of nine tails, for example. That could be your tails coming out from the end of your star knot. So your choice, what you would do now at this point is you would really go round and you will start to tighten up your star knot and bring it in till you end up with a really nice solid knot there. And you want to go round anyway and bring it up tighter, because what we want to do is try and get a lot of the slack out of it so that when we carry on working here and here, our star knot doesn't misshape. But also, if you are just using the star knot as an end knot, a button knot or something like that, what you can do is you can also finish it off by, first of all, I would now go round and tighten this up a lot more so that when I get hold of it, it's a really, really tight knot. But I don't want to too over tighten it because I still need to do one more bit to tuck all those leads back down there. So the next thing that I would do, and this is how I finish a star knot off, some people finish it off slightly differently, but the next thing I would do is I would go round and put a crown in. And so the next thing is I take my first lead, doesn't matter which lead, I take my first lead and I pass it over the one to the left of it. I then take that one that's just been passed over and pass it over the next one there. So it's passed over this one here. I then take this one and pass it over that one there. I take that one and pass it over that one there. I take that one and pass it over that one there. And then finally, my final lead needs to pass over. So you can see my first lead here came through here. I need to just give myself a little bit of slack there and pass the final lead down through that point there. And you can see now they're all locked in, and if I just pull that up a little bit, there we go, you can see now here that is the sort of shape that we're looking for on the top there. So you can see now each one is going over and then tucked in. So we're basically doing crowning. If you don't know how to do crowning, I'll put a link below in the description and you'll be able to see how to do crowning. So now what we've done is we have crowned it, and all we need to do is really just go round and gently, don't over tighten it, just gently go round and tighten it up so we end up with a nice even looking crown on the top. And gradually, as I tighten up on that, it will tighten down on itself. There you go. And you can see here now that we've ended up with a nice crown in there. Just let me pull that one a bit. It's come out of shape slightly. There we go. Okay, and so you can see now here, just want to just be careful with it. Just treat it gently. Just pull it up gently so that you end up with a really nice looking crown at the top. And just spread it out a bit. There we go. There. And that's starting to come into shape now. So we've got our crown starting to appear at the top. And the next thing that I want to do is I just basically want to take all my leads and pass all my leads down through the actual center itself. So just pull that up a bit. That's it. It's getting slightly... There we go. Just neaten it up slightly. Just take your time with it. And now the next thing that I want to do is just get hold of each lead and pass it down through the center and bring it out through the bottom. And that's a bit fiddly once you've tightened. That's why we didn't over tighten on the knot. But what we do is we take it down through the center. And that's all I'm going to do is just go all the way around and keep pulling those down through the center of our star knot. So I'll go ahead and do that and then I'll see you on the other side. Right, so as you can see, what I've done is I've tucked them down there now, and you can see a nice swirly pattern has appeared on the top there in that button section. We've then got the nice shape of the star knot on the outside, and don't forget I am using really thick hefty cord here, so any mistakes or errors, it does exaggerate with heftier cord, but if you're doing a star knot with some nice fine cordage, you know, it comes out really beautiful. Now, so we've made, in a sense, we've made a button here. So in this particular case, it's a button rather than having the leads come out and do something on there in a pattern wise. Now, the next thing I would go and do is I would go round and basically just pull up. And you can see I've got loads of slack in here. So just follow the knot round. And this is the tricky part. With a star knot, tying it is the easy bit. It's when you've tied it is remembering where all the strands go. That's the hardest bit. So just give it a gentle tug. So I pull this one here now. I can see now that I need to lift this one here. So just lift that up, and you can see I've just done that next piece there, and I know for a fact that that goes round underneath, and I just pull round on that one there. And that's all you're going to do, is you're going to keep going round till you work your way. In fact, probably the best thing to do is try and get your star knot as nice and tight as you can before finally tucking it down at that point there. But anyway, so that's tying a star knot, and here's one with a little loop on the end. Anyway, so that's it. That's tying the star knot using fairly hefty rope. Normally, as I say, this is used with finer cordage, and it is a really, really beautiful knot once you learn it. I, to be honest, was afraid of the star knot when I first got hold of it, because I just couldn't see a way of tying it. I just didn't know how to tie it, but eventually I taught myself how to tie it, and now that I've tied the star knot, to be honest, I find this one of the simpler knots to do, because as soon as you've done your first row of petals, like we did at the very beginning, it all locks itself in place, and so therefore once you've done that first bit, it's all locked in place after that, and you keep locking it in place as you go along, and it is really a nice simple knot to do. So anyway, that is today's little exercise, was the star knot. So once again, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you hated it, you know the routine, but please do leave me a comment. And if you've done any decorative work or any form of knotting, to be honest, even if you've used a practical knot in anger, drop me a link. There's a link in the description below where you can drop your photos, etc. I'll have a look at them and we can have a chat about them online as well. So anyway, once again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again shortly. Bye bye.